Hello, this is Ron Paul with your weekly update for Monday, March 2nd. Late last Friday night, Congress passed legislation funding the Department of Homeland Security for 1 week. This vote followed weeks of debate over efforts to attach a prohibition on funding President Obama's executive order granting amnesty to certain illegal immigrants to the Homeland Security funding bill. Despite the heated rhetoric from both sides, no one seriously believes that Congress will allow Homeland Security funding to lapse. Most in Congress believe that without the Department of Homeland Security, Americans would be left unprotected from terrorists and natural disasters. As with most areas of bipartisan agreement, the truth is the exact opposite of the D.C. consensus. The American people would be much better off if Congress transferred the few constitutional functions performed by Homeland Security to other parts of the government and then shut down the rest of the department. Many Americans associate Homeland Security with the color-coded terrorist warning system and the "if you see something, say something" public relations campaign. These programs were designed to inspire public confidence in the department, but instead they inspired public ridicule. Ironically, the best case for shutting down this department is its most well-known component, the Transportation Security Administration, TSA. More terrorist attacks have been thwarted by airline passengers than by TSA. The TSA may be ineffective at stopping terrorists, but it's very effective at harassing innocent Americans like Lucy Fork. 3-year-old Lucy, who's confined to a wheelchair, not only had to endure an intrusive screening from the TSA agents, but the agents took away her beloved stuffed animal. When not abusing children in wheelchairs, TSA subjects airline passengers to rules that seem designed to make air travel as unpleasant as possible. For example, TSA recently forced a Campaign for Liberty staffer to throw away a jar of Nutella she had in her carry-on luggage. I'm sure all airline passengers feel safe knowing that TSA is protecting them from sandwich spreads. Ending the TSA would return responsibility for airline security to airports and airlines. These private businesses have a greater incentive than a government bureaucracy to ensure their customer safety. Those conservatives who think this is a radical idea should try to think of one area where they trust government bureaucrats to do a better job than private business owners. Another agency within Homeland Security that the American people could do without is the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA. Having spent 15 years in Congress representing a coastal area subject to hurricanes and floods, I have seen firsthand how FEMA places adherence to bureaucratic rules ahead of aiding victims of a natural disaster. As a result, it is not uncommon for disaster victims to wait months or even years for assistance. FEMA not only fails to provide effective relief to disaster victims, it also impedes private disaster relief efforts. FEMA even hinders disaster victims' efforts to help themselves. While in Congress, I heard stories of individuals being threatened with fines or even jail time if they returned to their property without FEMA's permission. One individual in my district was threatened with arrest if he removed a tarp that FEMA put on his house, even though FEMA was supposed to have put it on his neighbor's house. 10 years after the creation of the Department of Homeland Security, it is clear that this department has failed to protect our security but has infringed on our liberty. If Congress really wanted to enhance our security and our liberty, it would shut down this unnecessary, unconstitutional department. Thanks for calling this update. A new update is placed on this number, 888-322-1414 every Sunday. The written text can be found on my Ron Paul Institute website and on my Facebook page. Thanks for calling.